Last night around 11:30, I believe it was, a devastating tornado hit Chattanooga, Tennessee, East Brainerd, Ooltewah. East Brainerd is the neighborhood that we live in. Ooltewah, Ringgold, Georgia, Collegedale, and we were very blessed. We're out of power, have been since last night about that time, but this is the only damage that we have, because this tree right here fell. But others in our city, unfortunately, are not as lucky. So we're gonna head out, see who needs help, and I'm bringing my work gloves and stuff so we can help people. The tornado turned right past our neighborhood and just devastated businesses and homes, and a church was completely devastated. So I want to start by asking you guys to make sure and pray for the city of Chattanooga.
We were told that there's going to be severe weather all day, and especially in the evening. So we charged up our weather radio and we charged up our phones.
The whole day we were expecting severe weather, and all the alerts we were getting only said severe thunderstorms. And we would hear the thunder and the lightning. We were getting alerts on our phone. The lightning strike, the closest lightning strike was like 3 miles away. Well, it started at 10 and then like 5 miles away and then 3 miles away. So we were watching the phones. We have multiple apps going, watching on the Apple TV, trying to stay on top of the weather alerts, but not once did it say anything about a tornado in Chattanooga. The only warnings that we were getting here was flash flood.
I'm halfway asleep and halfway awake because I want to hear the alerts, and all of a sudden I hear the power shut off.
And it was like around 11:30, between 11:25 and 11:30, the power just went out. Like, it went out and we lost cell service at the same time. So at that moment, I was like in my head, oh crap, this is not good. Well, this thing came in handy. However, it has an alarm that will scare you more than any tornado ever will. So I remember that night, leading up to the time when I guess the tornado hit, it started getting more and more frequent, where this is what we kept hearing. Right. The radio stops what it's saying and says, the alarm happened, let's hear it again. Just so you get what I was feeling that night. And says, if you're in East Brainerd, where I live, Collegedale or Ooltewah, take cover now. There's a potentially dangerous and life-threatening situation. And it said that like 4 times, and that was it. Like, it didn't say it anymore. So I told Mel, get in the closet. I went upstairs and got our friends that live upstairs and their kids, and we all got into the closets.
I'm just sitting in the closet. It's completely dark.
We sat there for probably 30 minutes, and the whole time we're sitting there, that alarm is going off, and we're still just hearing about flash floods. There was never anything about a tornado here. We had no cell phone reception, so literally we were all just listening to this. We didn't hear anything.
The tornado, it seemed to have passed. I didn't hear anything in the basement.
About 2 in the morning, I got a random text message came through from my mom and then from my friend Matthew Hogue, stating tornado had most likely touched the ground. There was no confirmation, but that Igu Gap Road, which is right by my house, was like a war zone. The next morning we got up and I started to look on Facebook, and people were posting pictures of the devastation all around East Brainerd. So we drove out to go see the damage. And it was really, really bad. And I just remember sitting there thinking like, holy crap, like this happened, I mean, very, very close to where I live.
It looked like a war zone.
Mel and I were driving down Igu Gap, and on the left saw the Cornerstone Apostolic Church, which we had passed many times. Their church was completely destroyed.
We decided to stop at the Cornerstone Apostolic Church.
We found a church here. We're gonna go help them. There's some members, it looks like, out there cleaning up. So we got our gloves. We're gonna see if we can rake stuff or pick up stuff and see what we can do to help. The first request they had of us when we started helping them wasn't to help them with their own stuff, but it was to clear their parking lot so people that wanted to volunteer and help their community could park. That was their concern.
I teamed up with Miss Ashley and Mel, and they were already connected with Cornerstone Church. And let me tell you about these guys. They are amazing. I have never met such a loving group of people, so eager to help others. Their congregation building was leveled, but that didn't dampen their spirits. they were still out there with smiles and, you know, hearts for God, and were ready to work and help their community. That was the most important thing to them.
This container was there and flipped it up there. Just picked it up like a rag doll. We pretty much got the church to a stopping point where they're now pretty much just waiting for insurance, so that's good. We drove by earlier and we saw an older couple, I believe it was in this yard. They were like on walkers and they were all by themselves. I didn't see anyone helping them. So we're going to walk, we have to go through these power lines. We're gonna walk up into the yard and see if they need help. I don't want them just sitting inside their house not knowing what to do. So we're gonna go make sure, do a wellness check and see if they're okay, see if there's anything we can do to offer them help. Gotta climb through another power line here. Hello? Is anyone home? You guys, it's so bad here. My heart just goes out to the people who are suffering such loss, and there's just stuff everywhere. Like I found an old picture and in the yard over here, and that doesn't mean it's belongs to somebody here. It could be from miles away. I'm now reading that the latest update is that winds were 145 miles an hour. And you guys, this came out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere. We're in day 2 of recovery efforts here in Chattanooga. We are on another street today, helping pick up debris. Let me show you what the street we're on. It's everywhere. And it needs cleaned up. Savannah's here today, obviously Mel. Matthew Hogue is here today. I'll link their channels at the end of this vlog. Thank you guys so much for helping out. It means so much to me that you came out and helped clean up our city. This is what we're working on now. We have this pile of trees that we have to move over here to this pile, so they can come with some sort of large machine and pick it up. So right now we are tree movers and we're doing our best to clear it up. So I can't wait to see what this looks like. The resident that lives here just wants her yard back, and she's so grateful for our help, and they fed us and all this amazing stuff, but we just want to give her yard back as much as possible. So that's what our goal is today. We already cleaned the front yard and we're working on the backyard. Remember all those trees we had to cut down? It's empty now. And they're all piled up. We did that. You guys, this man right here, you may recognize him from his channel. I'll link it below. Came all the way from Knoxville today. It's Hogue. And sawed the crap, chainsawed the crap out of trees all day long. He took a very short break and had a sandwich and worked all day long in the sunlight. So this is a good man, a good family, a good man. Follow his channel.
I'm glad to be out here. Glad to be here rather than quarantined at home with my kids.
Yeah. It's called social distancing and tornado
Wait, we're not
relief.
6 feet. Shoot. My bad. I was hoping
6
the governor
feet.
was going to come by.
This trips me out so much. This is a gigantic tree. Obviously, like, let me go forward. Can't even see the whole thing. And like the wind, it was, from what I heard, 145 miles an hour. But the wind just uprooted like this gigantic tree. It's just bizarre to me. It's day 3 of tornado relief efforts, and I still have my squad with me minus Hogue. And we are going to go out. We're parked here at the Cornerstone Apostolic Church, which has been awesome and been a base camp for us. And today we are going to go out into the neighborhoods with little notebooks and assess specific needs that people need, so we can coordinate efforts to get people the exact help that they need, because right now there's not really any coordination. So we're going to do our best to find out what we can do to help and who we can send to them. I can't say enough good things about the Cornerstone Apostolic Church here on Aigu Gap. They have coordinated with local grocery stores, with Target, Publix, McDonald's, and they have tons of water. They have snacks. They got fried chicken, cheeseburgers, boxes of bars from Target. They have supplies for the community as far as toiletries. They're sending people out with wagons constantly to deliver snacks and packed lunch meals directly to people who are working and cleaning up their homes. So shout out to these people. These people behind me, we worked at their building on Monday. Their building is completely destroyed. Yet, instead of focusing on that, they're out here set up, giving out to the community, and that is absolutely to be commended. We assessed as much as we could this morning, and then we got stopped because there's certain parts of the streets that are completely blocked off because the city's working to restore power and remove debris and such. So we have some people, we're actually walking up now, who need major help cleaning up debris. So we're coming back to actually physically help them, and then once certain areas reopen, we will go back to assess need. But we do have some people that we are working on getting bobcats and stuff out to, so we can get those people the help that we need. This is what the yard looks like that we are starting to work on. We have to move all this stuff. All this debris you see has to come up by the road so the city can pick it up. So we have to put it in this pile right here. So that's what we're doing now. So we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. It's just the 3 of us here, so we're gonna help this lady out. We've done all we can do in the front here at this point. We got piles put up and there, so it's all clear. We had to ask the Public Works Department to put caution tape around that tree back there. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like the branches are just hanging down, and we didn't want that to fall on someone's head, so we can't really work under that tree. But Savannah and I have this part done. Next up, that part of the house over here. Sorry, this is backward, it's hard to point. All this stuff has to be piled up, and we're gonna try to get her a bobcat out here to come and bulldoze the stuff and bring it to the road so the city could pick it up. But it has to at least be piled up because workers need to get in there to repair her house, and this is like a disaster. We haven't even started on the backyard yet. So the backyard, well, I don't even know if we're gonna get to that today, to be honest. It's bad, but at least we can get this cleaned up. So we'll see. Still going, day 3. We are making progress behind us, and these angels from, was it a church in Virginia? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Showed up with ice cold Gatorade, because water sometimes just don't do the trick when you are physically moving roof parts, and that's not something you normally do. But we're so grateful for the churches and people bringing snacks and drinks, and this little tiny Gatorade, you have no idea how this can make someone's day and make them feel like they can just go on and do the next thing. So some amazing firefighters, chaplains came by earlier, right when we were talking about how we were exhausted. It's like they just showed up out of nowhere and talked to us a little bit, and then we got like some pep back in our step, and they made us feel better. They were able to talk to the homeowner. So it's amazing how God just works and puts things in your path to just give you little bits of joy and happiness. Savannah, Miss Savannah Layton, the world famous bluegrass singer, is kicking some major butt today.
I'm lifting things I didn't even know I could lift.
Y'all,
Put it
she
that
is
way.
lifting entire pieces of roof
Roofs and logs
and trees.
and trees.
But when you got to do it, when push comes to shove, you do things you thought you couldn't do with God's strength. So. We're in day day 4 of helping with cleanup. We took yesterday off because I literally couldn't move. We've been out here, it's a little after lunch. It's actually getting close to 2 o'clock. Worked a little bit this morning and then brought lunch to the people that we're working with. So that's where we just got finished eating, and now we're fixing to go into their backyard and move some trees. We have a crew coming with chainsaws to help cut down their trees more, so we're gonna help pile those up. But then we have someone coming with a bobcat, so that's awesome. But that's what we're doing today. Another busy day of working and getting stuff done for people.
So I am going in to help the tornado victims. I don't know what I'm in for. I know I'm gonna probably be emotional. These people have lost everything, so I just feel so blessed that I can help and just do my part.
We just found out the resident at the remainder of the house behind us needs help. She was hit by 3 waves of the tornado and they found her under this, so God is good. But we're about to help her. Yeah, they don't have any volunteers here, so we're about to help them get their yard cleaned up as much as possible. I want you guys to see something. Where I'm standing right here used to be her garage. Back there is the foundation where her house used to be. When the 3rd tornado, or the 3rd wave of the tornado hit her, it moved her and her entire house there. It's Saturday, day 5 of cleanup from the tornado, day 5 of me working. I took Wednesday off. It's windy, it rained last night, so everything that we've been kind of working on is a little wet. We went to the house we were at yesterday and was going to finish up there, but the rain caused some of the debris, the house, to shift in the night, and it just got to a point where if we continue working there, it's no longer safe, because if we bump the wrong thing, the house is going to crumble down on us. So I think it's pretty much just ready to be demolished at this point. So we're back at the church waiting on Savannah and Ross and Nicole and her husband to get here, and we're gonna talk with Dylan and see where they can send us so we could be more effective.
Powerful, babe.
Do not chop off your foot, please. I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me through the whole week was just seeing the community come together, and people were showing up to help other people, and no one was asking, who did you vote for? And I'm thankful that I live in a community where people came together with just one goal, and that's, I gotta help my neighbor, I gotta help my community.
In the midst of the rubble and the tragedy of these families losing essentially everything, the beauty that came out of it, people from all over had poured into Chattanooga to help. There were these gentlemen from Alabama, retired vets, that came out with their chainsaws, helping anyone they can cut down trees or move debris. Watching the linemen, that was incredible. These guys are like angels of the sky. They came with their helicopters and literally just landed on the top of the power lines, and then got down and were working the lines so that area could have electricity. My girls and we did things I'm pretty sure didn't think we could do. I saw little Savannah with her cowboy boots on and her hats out there with gloved up and lifting trees and parts of roofs, and Mel doing the same, picking up gigantic tree trunks. And I remember there was so many times that, one of us would want to stop because we were physically tired, and another one would just chime in and say, you can do it, like just one more tree branch, one more log, one more piece of wood, we got this. And it was true, we pushed through, we did it as a team, and it's not about us, we were there to help other people. And I'm so thankful that we were all blessed with the opportunity to be able to give back and help the people in our community. Ash and Mel are pretty badass, and I'm so happy to know them. And they're like, I'm gonna cry. They're like family, and it's just so amazing being out there and working with them. And it's just the most beautiful thing. Okay,
Group hug.